Meet Bruce Strait. He's like the Family Guy equivalent of Raphael from The Simpsons. You know, the guy who works at every place in town. Need a spiritual medium? Bruce is your man. Lawyer, therapist, referee, he's done it all. The guy's so talented that he'll even be a shark if you need him to be.
Hope I can see right up them shorts. I got a whole bunch of rows of teeth to chew you with.
But Bruce is far more than just a random background gag. In this video, I'll be going through his history on the show and how he went from a nameless Z-tier side character to having one of the most consistent arcs in all of Family Guy. Let's get into it.
I like everything, including ginger ale. Psst, that's my way of ordering a ginger ale.
So Bruce made his debut in the 3rd episode of the series, where Peter is looking for an entertainer for Stewie's upcoming birthday party, so he pops into an exotic entertainment store. There he finds Bruce wearing a Spider-Man hoodie, who offers him his services.
I can make pretend like the children are little bugs in my web.
From this creepy exchange, it looked like they were setting Bruce up to be a PDF file, and I am so glad that they didn't go down that route. Instead, that idea was saved for Herbert, who would make his debut later on in season 3.
And you need to come on down to the cellar. I got a whole freezer full of popsicles.
Ironically though, Herbert would later show up at a kid's birthday party dressed as Spider-Man.
Don't let me catch you, 'cause I'll just wrap you up and eat you later. Hee.
Bruce wouldn't appear again until season 4 episode 5, where he teaches a CPR class. I call him Bruce here, but technically by this point he was only really known as the performance artist.
Did people even know?
Well, we
this
call
character
him the performance artist because the first time we saw him, he was working in an erotic shop of some kind, and he was a performance artist who Peter was asking about working at Stewie's birthday party.
Now, what he says isn't especially funny on its own, but the way Mike Henry delivers the lines is hilarious.
Only a couple Oreos gone. I'm gonna take the rest home to the cats.
His voice is just so soft and soothing.
That's alright, soda's alright on my watch.
Bruce really shines in season 4, popping up in a whole bunch of episodes. He appeared on the school board committee in episode 11.
It's got a word jumble, a little hint. All the answers have to do with something here at the school.
In season 19, he was in a very thoughtful struggle over what to remove from his 10 items or less checkout.
Ooh, but that's gonna give me 11 items.
That's fine.
No. Rules is rules.
In episode 23's Deep Throat, he appears again after Peter causes Lois to crash into a wall, which is where we hear his iconic catchphrase for the very first time.
Oh, we got into a little accident, it's all right.
Oh no.
In general, Bruce is very involved with the community, letting them know about the upcoming talent show, and then in episode 25, You May Now Kiss the Guy Who Receives, he's seen protesting Mayor Adam West after he wastes the town's taxes on a golden statue of Diggum. But his biggest role comes just one episode later in Petergeist. In this parody of the 1982 cult classic Poltergeist, Bruce fills the role for the spiritual medium called in to help. This is after Peter desecrates Native American remains and Stewie gets sucked into another world. When he tries speaking to one of the ghosts, things get a little heated after the ghost asks if he's gay.
Well, how about you and my father go and hang out at the gun range some afternoon and you can spend the whole day just agreeing with each other.
And Bruce's issues with his dad and his sexuality would actually come back years later in a future episode. Anyway, as it turns out, the exit out of the spirit world is through Meg's butt.
She must have taken a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
And then one episode after this, in Griffin family history, we see Bruce's African ancestor as a slave being whipped.
I asked you what your name was!
Honey, you keep that up. It's whatever you want it to be.
I don't think it's a coincidence that season 4 is when David Goodman and Chris Sheridan took over as showrunners. Maybe they just loved Bruce's character so much and realized just how easily they could slot him into pretty much any role needed. And they liked his character so much that they even started using Bruce's voice for random one-off side animals, like the shark from Jaws.
I'm gonna eat that hairy leg. I'm gonna eat that one too.
And in the following season, there's a bee that sounds suspiciously like Bruce too.
I'm just gonna head on over to that flower and suck on that stamen like there's no tomorrow.
Hearing Bruce's voice pop up in these totally random cutaways absolutely kills me, like when he's the xenomorph.
I like to eat you with my little mouth too. Oh, now y'all get back up inside me, little mouth.
Oh, and he also voiced a Tetris piece. He's versatile.
I know I don't fit here, but I'm just gonna settle right in.
So if Bruce didn't already have enough on his plate, in season 5 he trains to become a police officer, and he's more than happy to assist with a cavity search.
I think that's everything.
You want me to double check?
We also learn a little about his lonely life when he practices being a 911 operator.
I think there's someone in my house.
Oh, I envy that. I live alone. Nobody ever comes over my house.
But the law clearly wasn't for him, because just 2 episodes later, he's now a hypnotherapist helping Peter work through his childhood trauma and daddy issues. But it's in episode 16's No Chris Left Behind that we finally learn his name.
For our first order of business, we'll go to Bruce.
Oh, hey, y'all said my name.
It's also here that Bruce mentions meeting someone in a bookstore, and I think this might be future boyfriend Jeffrey, who we then hear in season 6's Lois Kills Stewie.
What is it?
That killer baby from the trial's gone missing.
Oh, no.
I know.
Then just a few episodes later in McStroke, when Peter grows a mustache, Bruce instantly calls up Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, Peter Griffin has a mustache.
No way.
Way.
I'll circle back to his relationship with Jeffrey later on, but for now, let's continue looking at his ridiculously impressive resume. So, by this point, Bruce has become such a fixture in the cast that he even shows up in the Star Wars specials, appearing as Greedo in Blue Harvest.
Why, nay.
Even though he gets killed off, they thankfully bring him back as Admiral Piet.
Jeffrey, them rebels took Zeus.
That's Alan's dog.
I know.
Oh, no.
I know.
God, I love those specials. I really wish Disney would let Family Guy do the rest of the saga, but I think the top brass are just a bit too precious with their IP, and I don't think they want it being made fun of. Anyway, outside of that, Bruce is heavily involved with the church and even offers First Communion. In Stewie Kills Lois, he acts as Peter's lawyer when he's put on trial for his wife's murder.
Today's the big day. That's all, Your Honor.
Good, good.
Then in season 7, he's working as a masseuse and isn't best pleased when Peter craps through the headrest.
Oh, ha, you put some fake poo on the floor. Oh, no!
It's in season 8's The Splendid Source that we find him working at the bowling alley, and he must really love that job because it's the one role he actually keeps for the rest of the series, although he still picks up the occasional gig here and there, like working at the boxing event. And in season 10, he's working at a laser tag arena where he takes safety very seriously.
Boy, a lot of heat comes off you, don't it?
Not to mention that he helps out on porno sets and even works at the garbage dump. Although, I think he's mostly there just for the dirty puns.
Oh, then it probably came in with the morning load. Sorry, that term always makes me blush.
And if that wasn't enough, he's also a couples counsellor, helping Stewie and Chris work through their sibling issues. Though he's not the most ethical therapist, since he's not above playing favourites.
Oh my, someone's already in the lead.
In between all of these many jobs, Bruce still somehow finds time to host AA meetings. In season 9's Friends of Peter G, Peter and Brian are forced to attend mandatory AA. And we learn that Bruce has actually been sober for a number of years. That is until Peter brings a case of beer and convinces him to turn his dull support group into a booze fest.
Oh no, there's a policeman coming!
It's also in this episode that we get the first ever appearance of Jeffrey.
You think I got time to go make before the movie starts?
You got your stub in your pocket?
That's hurtful.
Although technically this was a deleted scene that was only viewable on the DVD release, which I only know about because I picked up the entire collection recently. Who else here still collects physical media? Anyway, for a show that doesn't exactly have the best track record with continuity, it's actually pretty surprising that Bruce and Jeff remain a consistent couple across the series. And earlier on in the show, Jeffrey would be kept just out of frame, only heard off camera.
Jeffrey, I found that missing baby and boy!
I don't care.
It wasn't until season 12's Finders Keepers that we officially got to see Jeffrey, and while the two seemed very loved up, Bruce had been keeping a secret from his partner. Because in season 14's Underage Peter, we learn that Bruce has been lying about his age.
You're 52.
You said you was 39.
I was just trying to get you in bed.
Even so though, the two stay together and Bruce becomes increasingly impatient waiting for Jeffrey to propose.
Yet another wedding I'm on this side of, Jeffrey.
Another bit of continuity I really like is Bruce's faith, because the show keeps dropping in little references to it every now and then. But Jeffrey hasn't been the only person in Bruce's life, because in a cutaway, he also has a thing going with the bear.
Oh Oh no, they's doing gay jokes without me.
Shh. It's okay. You're part of it now.
Oh, and he also had a little crush on Mayor Wild West.
If you need some help on your campaign, I'm very experienced at taking polls.
So, we've covered Bruce's relationship with Jeffrey and Bear, but there was one other romantic partner that I haven't mentioned yet, and that's Meg. They start getting friendly in season 18's Better of Meg. You see, Meg loves bowling, and since Bruce works there, they see a lot of each other.
We have not updated those.
This friendship carries over into the following season in the episode Meg's Wedding, where they even have cute pet names for each other.
Hey, it's the Megalodon!
Bruce Almighty!
After noticing that Meg is feeling down, Bruce offers to share some of his food with her. They bond over how overbearing their parents are, especially Bruce's, who constantly nags him to settle down with a woman. Meg starts developing feelings for Bruce, and the two even share a kiss, and Meg wastes no time in introducing her new boyfriend to her family. And of course, everyone's naturally confused by the news.
Yeah, Stewie, isn't Bruce gay? How should I know, man? I should be the one asking you that. Okay.
Lois is totally opposed, but Peter is surprisingly supportive, since at least they're having fun. But Lois still goes ahead and tells the oblivious Meg, who then brushes it off.
Bruce is gay. Oh, I know what you're trying to do. Pathetic little Meg is happy for once, and you just can't take it.
Despite Lois's warnings, Meg continues dating Bruce. In fact, Bruce even tells his parents about their relationship and proposes. Lois is against the wedding, but Peter explains that this is the best case scenario for Meg.
Maybe Bruce changed. And either way, Meg's happy for once. I say we go with it.
So Lois finally relents and is happy for her daughter, and Meg invites them to meet Bruce's parents, and it's here where we learn Bruce's very ironic surname.
Phil and Candy Straight.
On the day of the wedding, Meg walks down the aisle, but at the altar, she spots Jeffrey looking heartbroken. And so, finally admitting the truth to herself, she calls off the wedding. What I love about this moment is that it isn't Meg who publicly outs Bruce. Instead, he is able to finally tell his parents the truth himself.
Mom, Dad, I'm gay.
Now he no longer has to hide his true self, Bruce proposes to Jeffrey and they quickly get married. I do find it pretty sad that despite being a Christian himself, Bruce isn't allowed to marry in the church. After the wedding, Meg and Bruce remain close, and they're so tight in fact that Meg offers to be his and Jeffrey's surrogate. This happens in season 22's Fertilized Meg, where she selflessly carries their baby, and when she gives birth to the girl, she's instantly smitten. And so when Bruce and Jeffrey feel out of their depth, Meg offers to care for the baby temporarily while they finish the nursery. But one night turns into a day and then weeks, and Lois is furious when they finally arrive to see their daughter, only to discover that Meg has been keeping them away because she had found her purpose as a mother. Initially reluctant to hand over the baby, she eventually gives in after seeing how much they love her. And at least Meg will always be a part of the baby's life. Or not, because we never see Liza, Judy, Barbara ever again. Which makes this episode feel completely pointless. I kind of expected something to Terry and Greg's story when Francine became their surrogate, and we therefore continued to see Libby throughout the show. But no, Bruce and Jeffrey's baby has completely vanished. And this feels especially bad because Meg loved that girl and was so reluctant to give her up. But who knows, maybe Liza, Judy, Barbara will eventually reappear. But someone who definitely won't be around is Jeffrey. So, a season later, in Fat Lotus, Bruce, Jeffrey, and some friends join the Spooner Street crew to a swanky resort in Bermuda. Here they befriend Stewie, who's using a holiday persona.
Desmond Voyage.
Ooh. And spoiler alert if you haven't seen The White Lotus, but Stewie basically parodies Jennifer Coolidge's character, who boards a boat full of gay guys and thinks that they're going to kill her. And in Family Guy, Stewie is really convinced when Dennis talks about going to the top of a volcano to make a sacrifice.
No wonder they've been so nice to me, Rupert. They're going to make a sacrifice to the volcano, and I'm the only virgin on this boat.
They reach the top of the volcano, and just as it looks like Stewie will be thrown in, they instead pose for a selfie.
The sacrifice is that we's posting a pic with no filter and no Photoshop.
On the boat ride back, a gust of wind blows Jeffrey's hat into the water. He jumps in after it and is immediately eaten by a shark. The episode ends with his severed body being put on a plane home, and Bruce is devastated. For about 5 seconds anyway.
I could come back with you.
Oh, let the healing begin.
It is frustrating how quickly Bruce moves on. And look, I know it's Family Guy and none of this should be taken seriously at all, but come on, the writers slowly built Bruce and Jeffrey's relationship over so many years, to the point where they not only got married, but also had a baby. Only for them to gruesomely kill Jeffrey off, and therefore have Bruce immediately move on. The show finally had positive representation of gay people, only to completely undermine it with this. And it is frustrating when this long building storyline gets completely thrown away for shock value. Anyway, in the latest season, Bruce is still with Dennis and are living together, and there's still no sign of Liza Judy Barbara. But despite the highs and lows of his storyline, Bruce still remains to be one of the most funniest background characters in the entire show. And despite every other character becoming more murderous or psychotic as the years went on, Bruce stayed pretty consistent and likable, even if he did move on too quickly from Jeffrey. So, which Family Guy or American Dad character should I cover next? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.